the AFT kept fighting to make the American dream available to all citizens. We filed 3 friend of the court briefs supporting the NAACP in the series of cases that make up the Brown versus Board of Education decision, the historic U.S. Supreme Court case that legally ended segregation. 50 years later, Brown versus Board remains one of the most important rulings affecting civil rights and education, thanks to Thurgood Marshall and his band of young lawyers.
I was the first black at Anacostia High School in the year 1954 when they desegregated. The very first day of school, I went there, and being 14 years old, I was in 10th grade, I really didn't know what to expect. I knew I'd be confronted with a lot of white students because it was previously an all-white school. But when I got off the bus, for 3 blocks, I could see nothing but, on both sides of the street, students standing out in tiers of 3 to 5 deep. And it was the most frightening experience of my life. The second year, the students were beginning to come around. They had gotten used to the fact that the African-American students were there and were going to be there. Before graduation, I had a lot of white friends. They were beautiful.
When in 1954 the Supreme Court decides to take the Brown case, what happens for educators in the United States is now there's no way to resist integrating the AFT locals. It's clear that it has to happen.
In 1955, the AFT convention adopted a resolution that required the merger of the white and black locals throughout the southern area of the country. In New Orleans, in fact, and all places in the South, the white teachers' unions refused to merge with their black counterparts. And so the AFT then was forced to expel all of its white affiliates.
Southern leaders had taken the position that they would never send their children to these schools. They abandoned public education, opened private schools, often with public money, and African American kids were having no access to any education whatsoever.